everyone, it's Miss Zambi here. So I haven't done a story time in a long time, so I figured let's do one. This story is actually um before I got into Lego, I actually was heavily into anime. So that was like a collection thing that I was wanting to be into. I don't have a lot of like figures or that, like the figurines of anime, but I do have like posters of anime, and I've got like Crunchyroll, which I have loads watched. I've got like YouTube playlists of all the animes that I've watched, of the openings of the animes. Um, and that was before like Lego. I think I was like 12 when I like discovered anime. So I was going up to high school at the time, and oof, that was a while ago. That's another for another day. High school. But yeah, anime kind of, as much as I loved Lego when before, like, because I was young when I got into Lego. I was really young. I was like 9, maybe 10. Like when I was actually allowed to play with Lego. Well, I was allowed to play with Lego at a young age, but you had to watch with the wee bits because, like, I would, you know, um. But yeah, like I would end up playing a lot of Lego with my cousins, which I've said in a story, or my brother, which I've said in a story time before. But anime was kind of, other than other stuff like gaming, I kind of got into gaming at the same time. Um, Anime was kind of that thing that helped me escape from life. Like other than Lego, like I really loved Lego, but I always felt that I couldn't, even at 12, I felt like I couldn't play with Lego because all the other, my friends were like, oh, Lego's for kids, or even at 12, like that was silly. Like they would be like, oh, Lego's for kids, or oh, you have to grow up now, you have to get into makeup, you have to get into this. And I wasn't like that. I was really tomboyish for my age. Like, I'm 24 now and I still feel like I'm a kid, you know? Um, because I went through a lot of stuff that I wanted to collect at 12. Like, I think 12 was the main, like, age that I kind of was like, yeah, I want to get into that, or I want to get into other stuff like Pokemon. I was really into Pokemon. We had a lot of cards of the Pokemon. I even have plushes of my favorite Pokemon. Um, but yeah, just anime was kind of the thing, and it wasn't like weird anime or that I got into. It was like Pokemon, or it was, is Pokemon seen as anime? I don't even know nowadays. Like, some people say it is, some people isn't. I really enjoyed Avatar, The Last Airbender. Like, that was my favorite. And then Legend of Korra came out after, and that just hooked me on anime. And um then after that I got into like Sword Art Online, things like that. And anime was just that thing that I could like go and watch, that I could lose myself in without having to think of like high school stuff, or having to think about pressures, or like stuff like that. And I still love anime to this day. I just I'm more into Lego more now, like focused on Lego, because because I have ADHD, so I can go into hyper focus about stuff. Um, but yeah, I think Pokemon kind of got me into the whole animation thing. I don't know why, but I've always been one for cartoons. Like, a lot of people will say, oh, why are you into cartoons? You're 24, you should be watching stuff like proper, like Game of Thrones and that. And I'm like, no, I want to watch Tom and Jerry or something, you know? Like, I would come home from school and that's what I would watch is Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes, Flintstones, that sort of thing, you know? The Simpsons. That's like my go-to cartoon is The Simpsons. And it's just, I look back and I think, why was I so worried about people judging me because I like cartoons or I liked anime or I liked Pokemon or Lego? Like, why did I bother? You know? I used to say to my mum, I'd be uh, like, I'd want stuff like for anime or Pokemon and that. And then I'd be like, no, mum, I can't have that. And she'd be like, why? And I'm like, oh, because I have to grow up, I have to wear makeup and stuff, and you know, like, why did I do that? You know, it's because now I look back and I think I'm not bothered now. I'm 24 and I still live at home, you know. A lot of people say stuff about that. They're like, oh, why do you live at home? You're 24, you should have your own place and stuff like that. And I'm like, I wish I could have my own place. I wish I could have a job right now, but with the cost of living, with things going on, I couldn't afford my own place right now. Especially like, and then because I've got autism and ADHD, I would have to have like carers and that, and they're like short of that. And you know, I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I don't care what people think anymore, you know. So but yeah, we kind of went off of the the story time that I was talking about anime. um but yeah, I still love anime. I still enjoy it. I just seem to be more hyper focused on Lego right now. um but yeah, tell me in the comments, like, what was your first obsession? Like, what was your first collections, other than Lego? Like, what were you interested in or hyper focused, or, you know? So my first thing was Lego, and then it was anime, and then Pokemon, and everything else. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Um, hmm, I thought that was a quite good question thing. um, you'll find that I go off a lot in in sentences. Like, I could be like, oh, I'll talk about this, and then I'll go off into something else. So, um, Disney, Disney. I was always into Disney from a very young age. Yeah. So I think of all these collections that I've got. Like, in my room, I've got like my Lego collection. I've got my Pokemon collection. I've got my DVD collection. I've got anime stuff. I've got plushies and all that. And I'm like, I don't care anymore. You know, I used to, and I used to really worry about stuff. I still worry, like we all do, but I just wish I hadn't worried so much, because it made me like scared to be me. And at the time I had a really bad mental health, and yeah, that was a tough time. So yeah, I'll have that for another story time. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what was your first obsession, you know? And what do you miss it? Like, do you still collect it, or do you miss it, or how do you feel about it, you know? So, but yeah, that's pretty much that story time about all my collections and my what I got into and anime and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, um, this also this speak. This was awesome, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.